Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It is the Native Podcast Network.
Holy moly. That just blasted. My fault. If you blasted in your air, my bad. We'll blame it on Native Sound Guy. It's his fault. What's up, Native Guy?
Not much, man. It's been an interesting week. I'm ready for the show. We got a good show today.
Oh, I thought you said you're ready for the snow.
Oh, I'm ready for that too. I love the snow, man. I wish we'd get like 50 inches of snow here.
Well, there's possibility. It's coming in, I think.
Yeah, they keep saying there is, but last week we were supposed to have 8+ inches of snow, and then it switched down to 6 inches, 5 inches, and we got it like a dusting.
Yeah. We didn't get nothing. I think it was just got a little rain. Fog. That's about it here in the Powwow around here. Not too much. Hey, there's been a whole lot going on. I love some powwows last weekend. Any powwows you make it to last weekend?
I did. What did I go last weekend? I went to
Vegas.
No. Oh no, it was last weekend was Onawa. No. Winnebago. I didn't make it. I didn't go nowhere.
Oh, you didn't make it?
Oh yeah. It was too much snow. They actually did get snow up there, so I didn't go. I heard on the way back, one of my family members that went up there, they're like, "Yeah, we saw 29 cars in the ditch on the way back." So I'm like, "Whoa!" I'm glad I didn't go.
What y'all? What in the world?
My baloney tires probably never would have made it.
Hey, we have some great guests on the podcast today. But it's always a good time in the Native Podcast Network. We want to thank again Get Vocal for what they allow us to do here, their platform, using their network, which is great. We also are on Anchor FM. Check us out. That's where the podcast goes. You can hear us if you don't want to watch us live. You don't want to look at my crazy hairdo every week. That's what happens. I change it every week.
Yeah, he's got the man bun going today.
It's the Samurais, whatever you.
The Ronin.
Yeah, the Ronin. There you go. Any powwows this weekend?
Well, I was supposed to be at a powwow right now. Kickapoo was supposed to have one, but their weather forecast that they got for up there was supposed to be snowing and I think freezing rain right now. But so they canceled their powwow for tonight, and it ended up being like a 40-degree day. And then but tomorrow they have Haskell has their round dance that they're I think I'm gonna see if I can pull it up here. But Haskell does have a round dance tomorrow. I think they feed is it like a traditional feast that they have going on, and then right after that they do round dances. So
they wanted me to go over the kick guy. I kick him if they want,
someone, huh?
But they wanted me to go and cook kidneys.
Oh wow!
It's traditional, I guess. But I'm heading up, barring the weather. I'm heading up north, heading to a powwow or dance.
Yeah,
Macy,
Nebraska. No, here it is. 4th annual celebration of life round dance. Tomorrow from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. Haskell Indian Nations University, Tecumseh Hall. So that is tomorrow.
Oh, what kind of food? Just any kind of food, or they don't know?
I haven't heard nothing. But even on their update, they said singers tonight will be singing at 7 p.m. on Mass Street and here downtown Lawrence for a little warm up. So that's pretty cool.
Protesting on Mass Street.
Protesting, yeah. I don't know what they're protesting. Yeah, last time I was on Mass Street was actually for a round dance. They had some singing out there for the No Dapple, and that was pretty cool. There was probably about 8 singers that showed up, and
well, that's good. That's good.
I was the only one trying to put a blanket down to get gas money home. Hey.
We need to help our singer get home. Everyone's got a car. Everybody else came from on the bus.
Yeah. Or them new Metro bikes that they have everywhere.
Hey. You ever see those in the middle of nowhere? That's how they ride. If you don't know what a Metro bike is, come to Lawrence, Kansas. Go around University of Kansas or anywhere in the town. You'll just see a bike sitting in the middle of the road, or not the road, maybe just in the sidewalk. And you pay to ride the bike for like 20 minutes.
I think it goes from like 20 minutes up to like a whole day you can rent.
Yeah. And whenever you run out of your card or hour, it locks up and that's it. You just leave the bike.
Yeah. But next weekend, we're actually, my drum group, Big Soldier Creek, we're actually host drum at the, University of Central Missouri. Yeah, so that's next weekend. That's Saturday. Starts at noon, I believe. And it goes till like 4 or 5 for supper break. And then they have grand entry again, I believe, at 6. So that's next weekend.
Earlier, I told you I was going to head up there and sneak up there.
Yeah.
Trying to sneak my way into that drum.
That's always a good thing about when they do gourd dance, though, man. The drum's always open for anybody to come out and sing. It's always a good one.
Yeah, whatever.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Gourd dance, more dance here. What's that gourd dance? They only did it good one time here when the Kiowas come up, and the MC he didn't even show up till about an hour till grand entry.
Whoa.
It's like, yeah, we've had some good singing all afternoon. Bad medicine.
Like he was there.
Blow it up. Blow it up, guy.
Funny.
Main key. I'm name dropping. Sorry. Well, that's why the title today is "Where's the MC at today?"
Yeah. And with that, we was at a powwow in Cass Lake. I think it was Cass Lake. And the MC there would come up and say, all right, grand entry, put the mic down, and then disappeared. And then the Saturday night, the MC came up again, and it was like really vague on everything. All right, and a grand entry, put down the mic. All right, intertribals, and then you wouldn't hear from them. And like, all right, we have a traditional special coming up. After this round of intertribals, put the mic down, and then the MC disappeared. I was like, where'd the MC go? And then the MC come walking back up, fully dressed. All right, let's do this special. And went out dancing the traditional special, got first place, and said, all right, one more round of intertribals, disappeared for another half an hour, came back, and the MC closed. Finished out the powwow. That was a good one.
I think I see you do that. We can go at it.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
You're describing what you did.
I disappear, but I always have a wireless mic.
Dang.
The wireless mic, you can disappear, and everybody's like, "Where's the MC at?" And you're like, "Oh, I'm over here." And then it's crazy to see him trying to find you. It's pretty funny.
He's in the O.
Yeah, he's in the O.
He's going bathroom. You get like a naked gun. Hear him in the background.
Yeah.
Hey, got it.
He's got he's answering a telephone call in the blue phone booth.
You ever get locked in one of those at a powwow?
My friends, when we were younger, your friends see you go into the bathroom, and they always got that little lock in there, like where they padlock, and then they stick a stick in there, and then you're stuck in there, and they laugh at you for 2 minutes, and then you finally just bust open the door.
We was at a powwow in Nebraska. They had those blue boxes lined up on powwow, right in the middle of the And those kids were locking people in that bathroom. Boy, there was about 5 minutes in the hot box each time.
Funniest one was at a powwow with this guy, and it was hot at the powwow, and this guy was in the bathroom. I don't know how long he was in there, but we come walking up, man. He was busted that door open. He was just pouring sweat. As soon as he busted that door open, man, he comes out and goes, "Aho, Matakiase." Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one, man. I never forget that one.
You know the powwow's good when you can talk about the porta potties.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have some stories here pretty soon. You know, we got a great guest. He's a member of the tribe. He's a member of one of the longest standing, I think, Southern drums in a long time. The Codad family singers. He goes out and creates himself throughout the United States, wherever he goes. Not only is he a relative of mine, but a great man. He's got a lot of wisdom. If you go on YouTube, find a video he did. But we want to invite him on whenever he's ready. A little bit of that fancy dance music, Kozaz going real quick. That way we can kind of get him warmed up. That way we can get my sticky ready to go. Maybe he'll my second it through there. But let's see. We got to put that data sound guy to work.
Yeah, keep him on his toes.
Got to be ready to go. That's like them dancers. They got to be ready to go, right?
Yep.
Or the MC.
It's also crazy too at them powwows when they're like, "All right, so and so drum, take it away." They're not there. All right, we're gonna go on to the next drum. Those are the good MCs there. Yeah, I've seen 2 or 3 drums getting passed over right away because they're not at the drum. I mean, you're there, they're singing, you know, you're coming up. They always keep the same rotation, so I don't know why you wouldn't be ready.
They just say, "Hey, just come and pass over. We'll let them anyway."
Me.
So whenever that is, that guy's ready. We're gonna get a little fancy music here. We're gonna get Mr. Kozaz dancing on here. Introductory here. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Whoa.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We got Mr. Rusty Kozaz. Good afternoon or evening or day. I don't know. Is it Friday?
It's Friday night. Friday. Gotta get Friday. Yep.
What's going on?
I am chilling in my home of Farmington, New Mexico.
What?
Whoa. Farmington. That's way over there. You might be in a different time zone than us then.
Yeah, just about.
Just about.
4 years.
Good job.
All my in-laws. My 350,000 in-laws.
And that's just from mom's side?
That's mom's side.
God.
Well, how you guys doing?
We're doing good over here. It was nice today, but we're supposed to be -4 degrees Saturday, Friday, Sunday. So. Yeah, it's supposed to be -4 degrees.
Maybe some snow. I don't know.
It was -5 last week, and it's 60 degrees today.
Wow.
Bipolar, like Oklahoma.
Yeah. You always get in Kansas. The craziest weather I saw was the northwest corner was in the teens, and the southeast corner of Kansas was in the 90s. So it switched temperatures all the way through 20, 30, 40, 50, 80, 90s.
Somebody ain't doing right.
Yeah.
That's me.
Pray.
Yeah.
I gotta burn some cedar for me.
Yeah.
Cedar, sage, and taba.
So let's get a little bit and let the audience know a bit more about you, Mr. Kozan. How are you? Just a little bit about your history, whatever you want to share with us.
Well, I'm the youngest of 10 brothers and 8 sisters. Been singing well over 50 years of my life. Brought to the drum when I was about 5. My first hit singing job, I was 7. Basically grew up around my Native American church all my life. And even went to Methodist church. I was baptized Methodist. And we're at Cedar Creek Methodist Church in Carnegie. And went to school at Carnegie for about a couple of years. Then got booted out, went to Concho Indian School. And then got booted out of there and went to Riverside. Got booted out of there and went to Interdarko Public Schools. Years, and then all through all that, I've been singing in our ceremonies, participating in a Native American church. Like I said, just grew up in it. It's a natural way of living for me. Just like my Peggy there, Rusty. We grew up that way. Our grandparents, my dad, and their grandpa were close relation on both sides of the family. Around Cedardale area between Carnegie and Fort Cobb, that's a home place for y'all. And we always considered that home place too, around Red Bones Dance Ground. And just basically grew up around our Kiowa people, participating in our traditional ceremonies and our songs and dance. And later on in our years, we traveled as a drum group, the Kozat Singers. Gosh, we went all over the United States, Canada, Alaska. The only state I'd never been was Hawaii. Got invited many times, but through other obligations and prior commitments, we never made it over to Hawaii. And I believe I think Vernon, he went over to Japan, I think, one time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know how he did that, but he got over there. Yeah. So it's been a good life, I'm ups and downs, and but more of the good. And now I'm at the age where I think about my children and my grandchildren. I'm constantly praying. A lot of folks ask for prayer, and I never turn anybody down. That's not how we were raised. Doesn't matter what tribe, no matter what nationality. Doesn't matter who you are. We're all God's people. Those who believe in God, I'll say that. But other than that, I'm either traveling or dancing. I haven't danced, about 20 years. So about a year and a half ago, I stepped back in the arena. So I've been dancing here quite past year and a half. So
nice.
it's been pretty good. Been good to me, and went home a couple of times to dance. Just be part of our folks back at home. Being away from home, it's kind of hard to be around the folks. You miss them, and there's a lot of our people. They're our families. They're bereavement, and I'm very, very sensitive in that area. That you gotta pray for them and keep them uplifted. But when it hits home, it really kind of slows you down in a bit. But nevertheless, I carry on because life goes on, and we gotta carry on for our children and our grandchildren. And then, of course, my in-laws around here, they invite me to their prayer meetings, and they believe in our way, which really blesses me as a Kiowa. They talk about our people and talk good of them, even in our songs and dance. They really respect our family, and it's really an honor to be amongst my in-laws and to share some knowledge and share the correct knowledge, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
About our ways and songs and dance, and a lot of misconceptions and misunderstanding, and a lot of folks don't really understand about our what they call gourd dance. To me, it's gunga.
Yeah.
That's how it's been to us. And being the keepers of the songs and dance, you got to be humble about it, and not to be out to outdo or boast about anything. You just got to teach those who are very interested and those who are very genuine about learning about our way, and to show good respect for that way, because these songs, they belong to some of our people that some are in mourning. I always remind my in-laws, some of the songs you sing, be mindful of my families at home, that they're in mourning. And it's kind of a slow process for them, but we're getting there. And I've got a few of my Abajo brothers that support me in that area, that get the correct and proper teaching. And sometimes, like I said, there's misconceptions about our dance and who it belongs to and where it comes from. But when you're raised around it and grew up that way, you understand the origin story of our dance and songs. It's been taught to me about almost every day growing up in Hawk Creek, or wherever we stayed, like Carnegie, or when there was a time we lived in Surreal, and there was a time we lived in Indian City. So every day was always either reminded or remindful about our ways, the songs and dance, how the origins of it, where it come from, who it belonged to, who composed it, and why. And that's how I was raised, even in a Native American church. It's a lot of songs that have been sung, and they sing them, but they don't know what they're singing about. And there's a certain time you sing those songs as well. So with that, as an introduction, that's what I've been dealing with from the time growing up around the drum until now. So I hope that you kind of get the gist of that.
I got the gist.
Oh yeah, I got it. Good one.
Reach out. But Siggy, you brought a lot of good points about the things of the powwow world. You've been around it your whole life. Your father really respected man, understanding, talked about all those ways about who we are as people. And it's important because you're right. War dance is one of the things that we do that a lot of people, in my view, if you understand this, but when I dance or when I hear that music, there's a spirit that comes to me. There's a reason why I dance the way I do. There's a reason why I fall out the way I do. And there's a reason why I move the way I do. And gourd dance is the only thing that makes me move that way. People don't understand that. And there's things that people don't know about that way. But That's the one thing about other people's culture, because
I'm ignorant of other cultures.
Yeah.
A whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, same way it goes. Like talking about ignorant of other cultures, and I mean, because there's so many tribes, like federally recognized, like 536 tribes, and like when we go new places too, I've told them the story before. Is like we went to Payumsha Powwow, and at the end of their praying, they sing their songs and they all turn certain direction, hold up their hand, and it's like then we first went out there, they all turned and put their hands up. And we were standing in the bleachers, and we just kind of waved at everybody. And someone's like, "No, you're supposed to face that direction." Now we know better now, but that's one thing that's always cool is when you go to different tribes, they do things certain ways, and the only way you're gonna find out is if you ask someone. Like, so if we go to a place that I've never been, and like, well, if they're doing something that's a little bit more traditional on their side, always ask them, well, what do I need to do? Do I need to do anything? Do I need to stay out of the way and stuff like that too? So
yeah, just like when we speaking of standing certain ways, like end of our Oklahoma ceremonies, the quitting song, we're always told to turn north because that's where that bustle come from the Omaha people, our relatives. It's just paying homage to the Omaha nation or people where this bustle comes from. Even though we got it from the Cheyenne back in I would say they said it was about 1840 when the Kiowas made peace with the Cheyenne. And during that time, that's when they captured a bustle at one time. And all that time, it was an Omaha bustle. And they showed them, and they said, "This is one of your chiefs. I think this might belong to y'all." So they looked at it and they said, "Oh," the chiefs got up and they said, "Thank you." They all war whooped and cried. And they said, "Since we made peace with you Kiowas, we're going to give you this dance." Kiowas obtained that bustle to the Cheyenne. And they told us the origin of it, how it became part of their society. So that became, since about 1840, what my dad would told me. He said that's where they made peace, and the bustle became part of the Omaha Society Lodge, became part of our culture. It's not original culture of the Kiowa people, but we understand the way. And I myself seeked it out where I visit some of our Omaha relatives that got a better understanding of it, and of course our Ponca people. Got a lot of Ponca relatives that are no longer here no more, like Harry Buffaloheads, my uncle, and Isaac Williams, and Parrish Williams. They're very close to my dad, and we shared a lot. And that's one of the things they talked about. And it's something when you mentioned how you stand and action, and that's what that is. It's paying homage to that bustle from where it comes from. So
nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we learn, even going to other reservations. They have their ways, and like the Ojibways, their jingle dress ways, the big drum ways. That's a beautiful culture, and they get a beautiful language. Even amongst my own in-laws here, their ceremonies, there's a multitude of ways here that they live, and they're very culture in depth about it, and they're very right on about it. And because of my son and my relatives here, we come to respect our Navajo relatives of their ways because they have the ways, and I've come to witness it, be a part of it, and a better understanding of it.
Yeah,
It's just having respect, and I correlate with them too. As everybody asks about our ways, and I tell them why we wear our beads, our sash, and a kid, and why you have a gourd, why you have a fan, why we dress the way we dress, like during the 4th. There's reasons behind it, and some I can reveal, and some I can't.
Yeah.
Because it's something our Kiowa people hold on to, our families.
Oh yeah, we definitely understand that, because even like when we talk to other guests and stuff, you know, it's like, or even when we talk about our ways, you know, my Potawatomi ways, or he talks about some of the Kiowa ways, you know, some of the stuff we share minimal, because a lot of the stuff that we do aren't for people out there. So we definitely understand that one there. But well, getting into our first question of the Powwow Trail is one that the 3 questions we always like to ask people is first one is, do you remember when and where your first powwow was?
Back in 19.
I knew that was coming.
No, it was my first hit singing job. I was 6 years old. And that was quite an experience, you know, being around old guys. And there weren't too many young guys back then when I was singing. And it was like about 6, 7 elder men. And of course, my dad and my brother Joe, my brother Larry, and Vernon. That was it. And 9 of us.
Oh, wow.
And that was for the Apache JOM Youth Club, I guess. So that's my first powwow I remember.
Wow.
Was it all Gort dance? Was
all Gort dance? Was it all war dance?
Mixed program?
Split program.
Oof.
Yeah, tall order. But I was glad I had my folks with me, my dad. And
that's a.
Joe.
Yeah, that's a.
I said, hey, how'd that song go? Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did that one time.
I did that one time.
I was trying to sing a song.
I was
or dance song. Well, I thought I started it real keen, and I got excited because I started it right. We got through a little bit.
I got excited because I started.
And then I restarted the song. And then all the old guys started looking at me like.
And then I restarted
the song. And they just like.
And then all the old guys started looking at me like.
I guess we'll just wait until you're done.
And they just all second yourself out again. They just like.
We'll help you out.
Well, I guess we'll just wait until you're done and wait.
Yeah. Even like nowadays too, like when I'm at a drum and stuff, you're like every time if you ever see me at a drum holding up my phone, it's I'm trying to go over my songs because I can never remember all my songs nowadays. So everybody's like, why are you always on the phone? Yeah, I'm like, I'm trying to remember a song. So I got like 40 songs on my phone that I can never remember. We went to this one powwow in I think it was Mattoon, Illinois. And we're singing there, and they're like, all right, Big Soldier Creek, take it away. And my mind goes blank. So I think I sang the same song about 6 times that weekend.
Hey, it works.
Yeah. We just try to sing it better than we did the last time.
Yeah. A new song, it's a new song.
Yeah.
Hey, have you ever been to a powwow where the head singer just makes up a new song right there on the spot?
Yeah, I've been to several of them.
I did that. I actually did that in a hand drum contest at Kickapoo a couple years ago. I had a song in my head. I had a song in my head. I knew what I was gonna sing. I busted out a different lead. It was a whole brand new song I made on the spot.
We chop.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The composer.
Yep. I could probably never do it again, but yeah.
So remember that song?
It's actually on my CD.
Hey,
yeah. So
there's one song that I remember, and I tried to sing it one time, and the guy who made it said, "You better sing it right, because I don't remember."
God, dude.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Our next 2 questions are kind of like, they kind of go side or hand in hand. I can't speak. But what is your best and what is your worst powwow that you've been to?
That's power, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, see.
I think you have to.
I got top 5, but I think Scamitsky kind of had it together for a minute. Because they had good hospitality for the drum singers. You know, I always say, without the drum, you will never have a powwow. You'll never have a ceremony. And I wish and I pray and I hope the young powwow committees have hospitality for your singers. And I think Scamitsky really had it going on because they had like snacks and such, coffee, water. Of course, it was a big powwow venue, but still, yet they really kind of really assisted the singers, which I thought was cool. Even though we were competition, even though there were host drums, but I don't look at it as competing. I would say we sing with one another. It's not against, and that's kind of the things that I've read in our travels. A lot of things were said and done about singing competition, even dancing, which is I really didn't like. But I know it's lucrative money to be had, but yet have that good attitude towards one another because we see one another, of course, but we're not promised tomorrow.
Yep.
And the purpose of why you sing and dance, you got to keep reminding yourself where you come from and why you're doing this. It's not just for the almighty dollar. It's because Almighty God gave you an opportunity to sing and dance. No. And without that, you wouldn't be nobody. You wouldn't be anything. But getting back to the best powwow, I kind of think that's one of the ones that was good powwow. There's other powwow committees that followed suit, which was good. They offer water, which is good, but if you offer coffee, you're all right with my books. If you offer donuts, man, I'm gonna pray for you. But yeah, that's one of the ones. Of course, trying to think right up. Some of the California powwows are kind of getting to that hospitality. Few reservation powwows that are coming along, which help the singers with water, dancers, which is good. Especially during the summer. You get dehydrated. We're not like we used to way back in the day. This air conditioner, boy, does a number to a lot of us. And getting out from air cold, getting out there and singing and dancing, and it shocks your body. You got to have Gatorade. You got to have some electrolytes in your body. Yeah. Singing is very hard. Like singing gourd dance. My nephew knows. Singing gourd dance all day. Turn us 8 separate to run, and maybe have a split program, but to sing again. It's not an easy job. Singers is sometimes unthankful at times. I've been to powwows. I'm probably going to answer your other question. I've been to powwows where we didn't get paid. Promised amount of money. We've been stiffed a lot, and going by the good graces of our hearts, stiffed us. Which I don't have ill will feelings towards people, but when you do something like that, you're not disrespecting me. You're disrespecting the Creator, who created in this drum and this way, and you asked us to come over there in a good way, and we pray every time we accept job, gigs, anywhere. We pray, and you just disrespected that prayer, and we leave it up to God for those folks that do that. Yeah, it hurt. Yeah, I got mad. Yeah, I cussed, but it's that human nature in me. But then again, after getting all out, thinking about it, maybe these folks didn't have the money or something might have came up, Who knows? But still, yet you promised us. You promised us some money, and you stiffed us. But that's okay. I'm not gonna sue you. I'm not gonna witch you or anything. You just basically burnt your own bridge, basically.
Yeah.
And folks, when they go do that, there's repercussions, and it's not me that does it, because I ask God, bless them too. I like I said, there's obvious reasons maybe, and then there's unobvious reasons that they didn't have the money or the accommodations. We've been stiffed like that a lot, and we just say, okay, we won't come to this powwow no more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We've been to powwows like that too, where we were promised this amount of money and it didn't come out. And a lot of them too that we've been to a few powwows is like if they have drum contests and they announce it for this much, but they only have like a quarter of it, too,
Oh yeah,
so.
Yeah. We into them kind. They combined the prize money, Northern and Southern. Supposed to have been a split, then they combined it. I thought, the hell.
Yeah, one of the craziest ones I think is we was at a powwow and then this drum group came up to us and said, hey, we're host drum next weekend up in Logan, Utah. They're like, you guys should come up. We're judging the drum contest.
Yeah.
So we said, oh yeah, we'll be there. So we went up there and we sang all weekend. They had drum contests, everybody sang, and we ended up getting second, but the host drum ended up getting first place. and they were the judges. So afterwards, I was like, hey man, what happened? Like, oh man, our car broke down and we had hard times coming up here. We needed the money. Oh man, that was crazy. That was back in the early 90s back then. That was always a memory. It wasn't funny at the time, but now it's a good story.
Yeah, singer stories.
Yep. Oh man, they're crazy.
Those are the best stories, singer stories.
Yep.
49 stories.
I would bring up our story, Siggy. Hey, but we'll skip on that one this time. Maybe next time. Hey.
Rated version here.
Yeah. That'll be the second series.
The second series, we'll get it, the 49 one.
Yeah, we got Chronicles.
I got some stories too, Siggy.
Yeah, you do, boy.
Oh, God. Native Sound Guy's got stories.
Yeah. Sound Guy got plenty of stories.
Yeah.
I think he's
I got some.
Still making stories.
Yeah. He said, yep, definitely. So what we're going to do, Siggy, we're going to give you about 10, 15 minutes of break. Let you go ahead and go get some water, rehydrate. We're going to play some music. Okay. We're going to give the audience some music for a little bit. We're going to step away, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk some more. We're just going to talk about the powwow trail.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so we're going to go and get to a batch of music. Those that listen in, we're talking to Mr. Rusty Kozad on getvocal.com, and then you can listen to the podcast, which will go to anchor.fm. So we are going to get ready for the music. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, here we go.
Enjoy the music break.
Enjoy.
up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Native Podcast Network. We are on had a good break there. I guess. I don't know.
There we go.
There we go.
I hear myself.
So
maybe that mic. I hear myself. I don't know.
Might be. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay.
So we can all hear each other.
The best thing about the Native Podcast Network, we know we can hear each other.
Yeah.
Man, we was jamming out music. I don't even know who the music was. He kind of do whatever out there. Cozad, Stony Park. Oh man, I still remember at Red Earth. I forgot what it was. In drum rotation. They just were the next drum coming in. And they just got off the airplane, got to Red Earth, running down the stairwell, and just set up and started singing Trouble. That was one of the sweetest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, we've done that at powwows before. We went to a powwow 2 or 3 years ago, and we pulled into the powwow, and my mom and dad went in first, and then I was out getting the drum ready, and then when the committee saw my mom and dad walk in, they're like, "Did you guys bring your drum?" We're like, "Yeah, we're gonna sing." They go, "All right, grand entry has been postponed for 15 minutes." Oh man! So then they called me. They're like, "Hey, they're waiting. They want us to sing grand entry." So man, I had to go rush in there and.
So hey, we're gonna get Greasy in here, Mr. Cozad.
Before we get you back on the air.
We're going to bring in Mr. Greasy. He's going to give us the Greasy report.
So whenever he's ready to jump in,
we're going to get the Greasy report
for this week.
Let's see what's going on here.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there you are. Yeah. I got the weather report just for y'all today. I mean, it's short and sweet because it's so cold outside. I'm going to tell you. I started some brown rice, right? But it's so cold, it turned white.
God.
Oh my God, it's been so cold today. Yeah, that rice was brown when I started it, and it ended up turning white. I don't understand that. I mean, I put a jalapeno in there just to warm it up. Uh-oh. It's big old jalapeno.
Oh.
Yep.
It's back up though. You know, it is so cold though. When I made fry bread the other day, I broke another tooth in it. Kind of remind me of Trilby that one time. That native guy too. He lost a tooth in his dad's grand prize, Sugar Daddy.
Yeah, I forgot about that. He was at the men's traditional special, and he won first place, and the first place was a big old Sugar Daddy. White man won.
I don't think you ever had this.
Yeah.
I tell you what, too. When I was driving around the res today, now this is how cold it really is. All these Indians were out there, you know, the ones that were hitchhiking, they were holding up a sign with a thumbs up. Now that's cold.
That is cold.
Man, I was like, all right, yeah. A picture of a thumb.
And you drove right by him too, huh?
Right, wow, yeah, I mean, they look like they didn't have gas money. Nobody rides for free.
Not in the Greasy Mobile.
I knew some of them too. They were broke.
It was chilly, wasn't it?
Well, I can't say because he's sitting right there.
I knew it.
Yeah, I don't get that check on the first, so
Yeah.
I'm broken up first. All right. Well, it's a Greasy Report. You have any words of wisdom for our listeners out there today?
I do. Now, I opened up my fortune cookie today, and this is what I came up with. If you can't handle the cold, get a divorce. Ooh.
Yeah, that's some good advice there.
Yeah.
All right. That was the Greasy Report.
All right. Well, hey, thank you guys for having me on here. And I'll have next week's report ready last week.
All right. We'll have it ready for last week.
Yeah,
so we're ready for next week's Greasy Report from last week.
They'll tell us how the weather did last week for next week. Huh?
I run on either. You know, that groundhog, though, he actually tasted pretty good. They fattened him up. All right.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Greasy.
All right. That was the Greasy Report.
That was the Greasy Report. He's giving some red report.
So we're going to get
our guest back on the line. We thank him for waiting with us patiently, taking time out of his busy schedule.
You know,
we was talking on that break, Native Guy, too, about some of the things that Jose was mentioning. Some good information for us because
the powwows
are changing.
Yes.
And whenever
Mr. Kozak gets back on and when he's ready, maybe we'll ask him
if he's seen any
changes
from when he first started,
especially today in the powwow world. Because is it about competition now?
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
There he is.
Hey, oh.
He is back.
God, put his glasses on. You want to be like everybody else.
This just got serious.
Oh.
All right. I don't know if you heard Native Guy 1 here, but we're asking what are some of the changes that you've noticed from powwows when you were from your younger days, from 19 blah blah blah, as you said, to nowadays?
Well, one, singers don't sit still.
Yeah.
We're taught, when you're going to go to dance, either you're going to sing or you're going to dance. Now, I know powwows nowadays, they could have, like I said, and they allow age groups to split. And I can understand you got to dance too, but that's one of the major things, taking care of that grandpa. He's you got to be with him all the time. And yeah, I dance too, but I don't make it a point to get up either. When I dance, and if I'll do both, I'm going to do both. And it has its moments. It's challenging at times because your drum group may be up to sing, and you got to make that choice. Either you're going to dance or sing. You know me, I'm a singer, so I'm going to sing. That's just how I am. That's how I've been taught. And that's I've noticed throughout the travels, even up north, Canada, all over. Once the singers are done, they'll put the drum up sideways, get up, smoke, whatever. And it's just something that I felt that's kind of disrespecting. You're going to stay there, you're going to help either. Stay there all the way through. Until the drum boss or arena director or powwow committee says you're excused, then you're excused. So that's one of the changes I've seen.
Yeah.
And even dancing, a lot of changes, a lot of contemporary. You can tell goes on. Contemporary dress, contemporary. Even the singing has changed. When I've noticed the music, the tempo, the tone has changed very, very much. There's more screaming than singing. That's just what I see. I call it as it is. People ask, "What you're going to ask me something?" I'm going to give you my honest opinion about it. And it's not an opinion. It's just something what I've seen as a singer. And I'm at that age where, if it offends some people, I'm sorry, family or not. It's just what I see. I have respect for everybody, have respect for your ways and all that. But when it particularly comes to singing, especially Southern singing, I'll point some things out. So, that being said, that's the change I see. You singers get to sit still.
Yeah, and then now that you bring that up, that's one thing I've noticed, like a difference between Northern and Southern singers. And it's not all drums, but I've noticed that a lot of Southern singers, they're always dressed really nice. They got the nice shirt, buttoned up. They got the cowboy hat on. Everybody at the drum is dressed really nice, and a lot of other singers I see, they're not dressed like that too. But that's one thing I've always noticed about Southern singers is you go to any powwow, and the majority of the Southern singers, man, they're just dressed to impress. That's what the one thing I've always noticed that I've liked about it. And I do the same thing. Like when if we're a host drum, I tell my singers, no shorts, no cutoff shirts and stuff like that. We've been asked to do a duty, and we need to represent that powwow as best as we can.
Yeah, it's just a sign of respect for your grandpa.
Yeah,
it's just like going to church. You put your best on. They would say Sunday best. Like as natives, every day is a Sabbath day. And when you're called upon or you go somewhere, dress your best. Even if you're not, if you're just going and dress up, if you got the best shirt, whatever, and put it on. If you wear a hat, wear a hat. And if you wear a ball cap, wear it front ways. Don't put it backwards because we're not a baseball game, and you're not a catcher either. So I just want to put that in there.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question, Siggy, about I found a video of you on YouTube. You were doing a cultural thing, but you were telling a story that I've heard not only from you on that video, but I've heard it from your dad, your brothers, and everything about that drum, and that story is so beautiful about that too, about how Kai was, and you explained it, and your dad has explained it, and your brother Larry, and all them that I've sat around that drum, about what the power of that drum is and what it means. As you was explaining too, about why you're sitting around that drum, it's important. Can you explain a little bit about that? What that video I'm talking about is like? I think it was for like the Cowboy Western Hall of Fame in Oklahoma City.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was kind of impromptu as well. It was during Red Earth, actually, when they had they had a fancy dance competition, and it was at Remington Park where it was at. Where they dressed the horses, or the horse paddock, in that area where they get ready to take them out, Anyway, they asked me about it, and I kind of, it was, reason why I say it was impromptu, because we were going to go eat, and it was hot, because it was hot, and they didn't have no shade for us. So it was really hot and miserable, and I wanted to go get something cold to drink and to get something to eat, because it was a break time for us. But anyway, they asked me, and I said, well, and Larry, he already took off. He was already in that restaurant. And everybody else said, Dad, go ahead. No, you go ahead. No, No, I'm thirsty. Me too. I got mad. I said, y'all go on then. Maybe they just want to ask something about the drum. But I didn't know they were going to interview me. That's the part I didn't know. So it was very impromptu. And it took me by surprise. So that was something I really didn't. I really need some more time to elaborate. Yeah. And But anyway, yeah. It is. It's very powerful when you bring your grandpa. Even now, I've noticed people that in this power world, he said, "Why do you call it grandpa?" Well, it's been here a while. It's been here way before I was, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be here way before after I'm gone. That's just how my dad taught me. And you got to have respect for it. Just like when you go see your grandparents, or you see an elder, when you ask for something, you take tobacco over there and you bring offerings to them. Maybe some ohanga, mazalska, whatever you got in your pocket, give it to them. That's the that's the offering you give to them. Something of value. And when I was explaining, this drum has been good to my people. It's been good to our Kiowa people. It's been good to my Kiowa families, and especially our family that we take care of it. And the keeper of the songs of our people, you got to be reverent majority of your life, But sometimes life happens, and we make mistakes, and I'll be the first one to say that. I'm not perfect in any form or fashion, and I don't have the authority to judge anybody. But what's been bestowed upon me as an individual from my uncles and my dad, I have to explain some things, before what we're, that in that instance you're talking about the drum, and it's very powerful. And like I said, when we go and accept either host, invited, or just even coming over to a powwow, we pray before we go. And this is how we are, Kiowa people. We're praying people. We offer our offerings to Him, offer to God that we want some good, safe traveling there and back, and good fellowship with those relatives that asked us to come over. And when you do that, you're open up that good Holy Spirit that's with it. What they call the drum spirit. When He goes with you, your songs come easy. That's what they told us. Like when you go to a meeting, you pray about it. You're thinking, your thoughts are over there. You think about the individual or family. Songs you're gonna sing, and the repertoire, who they are, and accommodate them, and bring that spirit that's with you, and you bring your not only your talent, but you're bringing your spirit. That's what I'm getting at. And a lot of times, a lot of singers, they just want to go and blast and jam out or whatever, which is good. That's good. That's awesome. I encourage that, but be reverential as well. Most of all, above all else, that's the best advice I can give anybody as a singer is to pray and be humble, and of course enjoy yourself, because you're asking for that healing and that protection from this grandpa. And that's just the other part I wanted to tell the people. So I kind of hope that helps you out, Cindy.
Oh yeah.
Siggy, I remember also when I was younger, I was told, these stories or these songs that we sing too, they heal people,
Yep.
even if they're not around, and that's why we need to be reverent too, and
Exactly.
be respectful at the drum.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that, I've always, and that's why, I try to be reverent all the time whenever I go to that drum and not play around, and not move around too much,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good. It's good to be that way. And I know sometimes the dances it gets monotonous, and so you might crack a joke, tease one another, kind of bring that good laughter.
Yeah.
That is minimal. We try our best to keep it as a minimal, but also You got to be serious at times too, but you got to enjoy yourself. That's the part what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It's the enjoyment, because you get the joy of seeing somebody getting that healing. You're getting that joy of seeing somebody being happy. And it just, see people having a good time and dancing and singing. That's a blessing. That's I always say it's priceless. It's a priceless thing to see and witness when we go sing for the people. And that's the best part about it. And that's what keeps me going, and I take it far as I can. As I would say, young as I am, but but I ain't gonna say any more about that. But anyway, it's just that you gotta have laughter. What I say about why I say that is because in the Bible, laughter is of a good medicine, and a lot of people don't understand that. White man's way, blah blah blah. I'm not going to proselytize and convert anybody, but it's just what I read. I read the Bible every day and the Word of God.
Yeah,
it's beneficial to me, and it's beneficial, like I say, to my wife, my children, my grandchildren. They're always needing prayer and certain things. God provides that. Yeah. So that's why I say be good to this grandpa. It's been here a long time, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be here as when I'm gone. Maybe my children and grandchildren are going to take it up, and that's a blessing too when you see your children sitting at the drum or dancing. I've seen that, and now my grandchildren are the same way, and that makes me feel good, and that makes me kind of at ease, because they take heart in it, and they're going to take care of it, and they know why, the reasons and the purpose of why we do these things. And as a singer, you don't, it's not a plaything. I see somebody play around, joke around all the time. That's them. I don't, like I said, I don't condemn anybody. But if I'm in the area, I will say something as in a good way. To behave.
Yeah, and I've done that myself. Like I have a bunch of kids that sing, and they've called me uncle and stuff like that. But one thing that gets me too, like with a lot of the younger kids nowadays, is you'll be at the drum singing, and then they're singing at their drum, practicing their song really loud, and they're trying to sing.
Oh yeah.
They're doing all that stuff. I've let people know, like, hey, when the drum's singing, you can practice your song, just practice it lower, because I've seen a lot of them where they're trying to, they're busting out their lead at the drum, practicing and stuff like that. Just like, just have a little respect for the other drum that's singing. That's one of the things I've seen.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Hey, Sergey, also one more thing I want to mention, kind of on that subject, like with the children too, a thing I've noticed a lot is, like, whenever the powwows and the contests are over, basically they're just there for the contest and nothing else. Not even the dance itself, they're already undressed before it's over, and like with my children, I tell them, if you're going to dance contest regardless, you're going to dance until it's completely over. You're not undressing, that's just me with my children, but I've noticed that's has been happening a lot lately,
Yeah.
So, just to kind of put a little bit in there about, what I've noticed different about powwows too.
All right. It's true.
Who gave that guy the microphone?
Hey.
Quit that.
Hey, yep. That was like, well, me and Greasy, when we used to go to powwows back a long time ago when we were on the West Coast most of the time, we'd be dressed 3-4 o'clock in the morning, still walking around the powwows. We were always we stayed in our outfits. When up like at Fort Hall, powwow would be over like at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. We're like, our family would still be among few of the families that still be dressed during the powwow. And then like we'd go put our feathers up, and then we'd go get something to eat after the powwows, because a lot of the vendors, they used to stay open, 2-3 hours past the powwow. You can go eat and stuff. And, we'd still be in our outfits walking around, getting stuff, but yeah, nowadays, like you were saying, there's so many people that, like, all right, adults, you're excused. And, I'm guilty of that nowadays too, is as soon as they excuse us, shoot, I'm in my street clothes half the time, so, but, a lot of times still, I'm still like, if I don't dance for a while, or if I have a family member sick, or something like that, I stay out there and I dance a lot longer too, because I do feel that me dancing can help them in some way, and it helps. So.
Right. Absolutely. That's a good way of being and conducting oneself. It is. There's healing in both ways, dancing and singing.
Mm-hmm.
No, we are singing for those who can't, or dancing for those who can't. And that's always been my motto. If I'm doing both, I'll do it to the utmost of our abilities and try our best to stay dressed and dance for them and sing for them. And it is just like my nephew was saying. Even if that person is not there, they'll get a healing. And we've gotten confirmed reports of family members or relatives, or not even our kinfolk, getting healed or feeling better or on the mend, that because we sung and danced for them. And that, like I said, that's a priceless thing no money can put or buy.
Yeah.
That's a good way. That's something I don't see anymore at the powwows, like the subject we're talking about. And just having respect for oneself and others. And you brought up the drum group singing a song or tapping on the drum or the other drum singing. We've gotten to that point too. Have to get the drum boss and say, hey, look. We come a long ways to come over here to compete. And it's kind of rude when another drum group down the way is tapping on their drum and singing away. And this drum group's over here singing their best. And it's not right. It's disrespectful. And all you're doing is making a disturbance.
Yeah.
You're disturbing that good spirit they're trying to generate over there. I just want to bring that to your attention, drum boss, if you've ever been around our people. You got to understand these ways and got to be mindful. And you got to look around the arena. It's a big job being a drum boss. And every time I've been a drum boss, that's one of the things I tell the singers and lead singers. If you're going to do that, there's no business you being here. Either you know your songs or you don't. That's just it. I don't want to hear no drum tapping. I don't want to hear you singing. You can hum all you want, but when it's competition time, that's the time I'm going to have to put my foot down and say, look, whatever songs y'all going to sing, send it to one another in a soundbite or whatever. But, let's keep that peace there and have that good attitude that we're all here to compete, but also we're here to sing with one another and enjoy one another's songs.
Oh.
A lot of that's about the best. Another advice I shared with powwow committees that I've been drum boss for, and so I've always told them I don't know everything and everybody, but I know the gist of this drum way because I sought that out. I sought the old time singers like Bill Baker, my uncles, Russell Steady Rock, the different ones that are very influential around the big drum. About Cree people, the Lakota people, even our Ho-Chunk people and relatives. We Ponkas, Pawnees, tribes that are there in Oklahoma. I'm fortunate to sing with the older gentlemen, the older men. These my nephews called grandpas. Their grandparents are my adopted relatives that they talk about. Like I was talking about Harry Bufflehead and Paris Williams. They're very influential amongst our Ponca people way back there. And I was fortunate enough to listen and sing with them and witness them and run a big drum and a water drum. That's something I'm always going to cherish the rest of my life. And I take that knowledge with me all the time, you know. And what I know is from those gentlemen, and like Isaac Williams, my other uncle Isaac Williams. He taught me a lot too as well. And my Oto relatives, and my Omaha relatives, my late brother Jacob Drum. A lot of relatives that shared some knowledge with me about this drum waves. And I'll share that as time goes with different individuals that are very sincere and genuine about it. And this is kind of the subject of this way. Hold on.
Go spike him.
Hey. Yeah. Yeah, those are good words that he's talking.
I mean, we could go on forever about these things too, but these things are just make you think about the many things about the powwow world that you don't really think about. And this is the good thing about what we're talking about today, because it lets you realize the importance of why. You know, I go to a powwow because I want to feel good. I might not be feeling good. Right. I go and I listen to that music. I watch one of those dancers or whoever and watch them when they're dancing hard. That makes me feel good. Yeah. And what we're talking about today, I mean, we could probably go.
And also, you know, sometimes like us, you know, we're up here now, you know, and so we're away from family and we get lonesome, you know, and just to hear those music sometimes, you know, that's key. It soothes you, you know, it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Good words.
So, wow. It's hard to believe we've been here for 90 minutes already, Mr. Kozan. But we've been talking about really good subject, important subject. But we also want to let people know this is our opinions. These are our own thoughts. You know, Mr. Kozan brought out some important things. Yep. You know, if you're sincere, you want to know, they'll be happy to tell you about it. And that's the key thing about the powwow world. You know, there's things that I don't know anything. I know barely my Kiowa ways. I still get chewed out by them, no matter what. And we're always learning.
Yeah.
Slapped in the head. Hey.
Yeah. That's like what Dad used to say, you know, old as he was. He said, you know, boys, I'm still learning. I learn something new every day. You know, I may know everything about our Kiowa waves and different things, but he also spoke ancient Kiowa language, the dialect, and he spoke that way too. And it was kind of hard for us to comprehend what he was saying until he said, "Oh, hey, too good. I'm gonna tell you what I said." And, oh, okay, yeah. So, cool. Now we know what you're saying, and it's a learning process, you know. Some of the ways, and sometimes I get forgetful of our ways too, and it's like, oh, dude, messed up, man. But anyway, yeah, it's good to learn your ways. You're not what they say. You're never too young. You're never too old to learn.
Yeah,
and I'm that type of person. I'm always the learner. I'm a learner. I rather learn and share what I know, and answer any questions I can. You know, people want to know. I'm an open book. You know, open book policy. And if you want to know, you know, I'll tell you. I like Lottaburger double cheese, green chili, seasoned fries.
So,
yeah.
Before we release you, were you going to be any powwows, your Kozan family, or were you going to be head singing anywhere where people can come and help out?
Well, glad you brought that up. Hey. I know we're host down at Winter Haven for San Pasqual High School. I think your Siggy Andy's got that one. I was here Gore dancing for the Chinley High School powwow, but they canceled. So I'm open. Hey, I'm available. No.
Hey, there you go.
He's available. Hey.
But I got asked to come over to Red Mesa High School. They're having their annual. So,
Nice.
So I'm going to be over there to help another brother of mine, talk for him, talk about the time pego. And it's like I said, it's a learning process, and a lot of misconception about our songs and dance is getting to be how you say. I'm doing kind of damage control. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing. And kind of got that. I don't know that dumb puppy face look like. What? But no, this is the original Powwow way and how we do things. And court dancing at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, we don't do that at home. 11 o'clock. That's something that's new to them to hear from me. And I said, our Powwow people, we don't do that. I said, we do. It's once a year at our ceremony. So I'm always going to say that until that's going to be a change around here. And as far as the other host drums, I think Kenneth host over at Sakatone for Mulchita Powwow.
Mulchita.
Yeah, and then Howard, he's host drum out at Long Beach, California State. Their annual powwow next weekend.
Oh wow, and, man! I haven't been to Long Beach in a long time. It's been a while since I've been there.
Too. Yeah. So we're all split that weekend.
Yeah. Actually, I'll tell you something about Long Beach Powwow. The first time we went up there that I remember, like in my teens, we was all sitting down at supper break and like in the little quad area, and all of a sudden, man, the ground started shaking real bad. Yeah. They had an earthquake during supper break.
Yep.
Oh man.
Gourd dance. They had talk about earth shattering during the gourd dance.
Yeah. Yep. That was crazy. Yeah, we was all kicked back on the grass, and all of a sudden had an earthquake. I was like, oh, it must be a good powwow.
Hey. Good powwow. The spirit's moving.
I thought it was freaking. Did I take any shrooms? Did I? Am I still hungover or what?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
DTs in it.
DTs.
Yeah. Somebody did something to me.
Someone had good medicine. Huh?
Yeah. I love medicine.
Yeah.
We shall.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, do you have any more questions?
I mean, we're good. I mean, it was probably one of the greatest shows. If you didn't watch it, watch the podcast video. A lot of good information today.
Yep.
You know, we're going to have to bring you back on, Siggy, because there's a lot of good information that you brought out and stuff I need to rethink about when I go powwows.
Yeah.
But the changes that powwows are going in from the past to where we are today, more contemporary style, you know, are we losing what we had, and is it changing with the style of the future, and how do we adjust? You know, those are the things we got to look at as people today as we move forward. You know, those are probably something we'll have to look at in the future. And talk about this.
True. There's a lot of changes. Some are for the good. Some just ain't.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. Before we let you go, because we talked about this a couple episodes back when we first started. How do you feel about a drone flying around a powwow arena?
Well, like I said, unkosher. Even now, these phones and iPhone. I got an iPhone, but any phone that you know, it's kind of the norm nowadays, and I'm not the one to judge anybody, but it's something that don't need to be. You know, I don't know if these powwow committees think things through as far as spirituality. Maybe they have, and maybe they just say, okay, let's just do it, you know, because they have the money to do it. It's our. Then you get the attitude of some of the powwow committee. That's our powwow. We're going to do it the way we want to. You don't have to be here, blah blah blah. You know that time. That's not a good attitude either.
Yeah.
So powwow is made to, make the visitors welcome and feed your visitors, feed your drum groups, feed your dancers. That's the most integral part of the powwow is feeding. And I cannot stress it anymore. When people have contest powwow, when they break, you're on your own. Mm-hmm. And that's something that just chides my hide.
Yeah, and that's a big help too, because so many powwows today are in cities and casinos, and you have to pay for your gas. Gas is getting expensive. It went back down, and then you got to pay for your rooms. You got to pay for all your kids, the meals coming out.
Exactly.
So yeah, and it does. It gets having that one meal really does help out a lot for your incoming guest.
Yep,
it sure does.
And it doesn't take too much to boil some meat and corn and make some fried bread and some Kool-Aid. I'm fine, just as long as we're getting fed. Now,
yeah.
If you're serving Subway, I don't like bread that much, but okay, that's the
yeah. Yeah, we went to a powwow in St. Louis, and they had Chipotle burritos for everybody. Ooh, man, that was a good one.
I've been fed burritos and tamales out here.
Oh, that's good. I miss the red chili and green chili out that way. Oh, man, that's its own food group there. Exactly. Red chili.
And it helps the vocals. That's one of the things. That's why I would tell our community, serve soup for your singers.
Yeah, it really helps with the throat too.
Yeah, water is a must. Gatorade if you can afford it. And I just kind of give them fine points of hospitality and just helping your people, feed, don't charge. And I see that a lot too. That's another thing, another subject that chides to no end is charging your dancers and singers that come to this powwow. Now that's a biggie for me. Some people have their, if you can't afford to pay their building costs and all that, don't have a powwow. Mm-hmm. Don't embarrass yourself that way.
Yeah.
And that's one of the finer points of Powwow 101.
Yeah.
That's the things I share with a lot of powwow committees. They ask me, what do you think? Well, I'm going to tell you how I'm thinking from Oklahoma standpoint. And it works out for everybody. So that's something a lot of people need to talk about, get that out there. Powwow 101, if you want a really good powwow, feed your people and don't charge them.
Wow.
We might have to do that on our Facebook page of Powwow 101.
I think so.
And
I think we're going to have to get some Powwow 101 from you if you're interested, Siggy. And we'll put it up.
I got plenty.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
All right, well, we'll keep in contact with you.
Heck yeah.
We have enjoyed it. Holy moly. Like I said, we could go on all night. It's still early here.
Yeah.
Hey, goddamn.
It's late for me. I got things to do.
Happy hour's over.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Price.
Yeah, regular price now.
Full price now, so
that's
it from this point on.
Yeah. All right, I'm putting it in your name now.
Yeah.
It's spelled with the K. K-O-Z-A-D.
Yeah. Great show.
All right.
So, we thank you, Rusty, for being on. We'll keep in contact. We'll get some. If you got some Powwow 101 stuff that you want to get written up, that you want to put out, let us know. We'll put it on the page, and we'll get it going. We'll start some Powwow 101s.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. We'll make powwows great again.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, UPGA.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we thank you. You have a great evening.
Yeah,
and
thank
we'll
you.
See you on the Powwow Trail.
Yep.
Love you, Siggy.
All right, man. That was a good talk.
Great topics.
We've been on.
I think we've got like 60 more podcast episodes to go now, just from this one.
Yep. Definitely. Series 2 have the regular PG-13, and then we'll have to do the rated R version too.
Rated R version definitely is going to have to come up. 49 after the Powwow.
Yeah, that one, we'll make sure no snowflakes are watching that because they'll be offended. Definitely.
So, hey, well, it's been a great time. It's enjoyed it on the Powwow. We think our sound guy getting us music and everything, getting us taken care of.
Yeah.
Native guy too. Is there anything you have?
Well, like this weekend, they had the 16th annual Thundering Spirit Family Powwow in Mount Doro, Florida. That's going on this weekend. And then I found one that's a 24th annual Madison NAPC Social Powwow, Madison Park Elementary School. It's right next to the Indian Hospital. And I was surprised to see this one because this is my old school. This is where I went to school, elementary school at back in the day. So if you're out in the Phoenix area, no, they didn't. I don't think they know I was there now. But if you're out in the Phoenix area, go check out Madison Park Powwow right next to the Indian Hospital. That's got to be a good one. And then see what else is. Apache Gold is going on this weekend.
Which the
Apache Gold Casino Resort Intertribal Powwow. Over 40,000 in total prizes. They got a 12,500 drum contest, dance specials. Let's see. I don't see no head staff on this one, but that's going on. That's in San Carlos, Arizona. Carolina Indian Circle 32nd Annual Powwow in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. If you're out there, go see Roy Williams. And see what else they have.
Hey,
whoa!
I still want to let you know, and Eastern Medicine Singers, we do like you guys. We'll want to know and talk to you because you guys are going to Europe. We've invited you, and you're still invited. We'd like to talk with you. We'd like to learn a little bit more and hear more about your music.
Yep,
that's what we're about.
Yep. And if you're in Tucson area, they got the 2019 Spring PCC Powwow. Ooh, PCP Powwow? Oh, PCC. Well, that's going to be a rockin' powwow. Host drum is Star Point. Host Southern drum is Pumpkin Vine. Head man dancer, Robert Jacob. Head woman dancer is Shamaray Littlehead. Arena director, Nathan Littlehead Jr. MC is Rick Yazzie. Invited drums, Battle Lake from Alberta, Canada. Short Bull Singers from Newtown, North Dakota. War Dance from Flagstaff, Arizona.
Wow.
So those are just a few of the powwows going on this weekend. So next weekend, I'll be at UCM, University of Central Michigan. We'll be host drum there. So
Missouri.
Yeah. So I'll probably be live from Warrensburg, Missouri next Friday.
You said Michigan.
Oh, did I say Michigan?
Yes, it's Missouri.
Missouri, University of Central Missouri.
And I'm going to sneak up there, so we might be able to go live, right?
Yeah, we might come live on the Powwow Trail for the next week.
That'd be
so
great.
And then next week we'll go into some more. They have the Spark of somewhere in Lancaster, South Carolina. Flagstaff has a powwow. There's a bunch of powwows starting up. Season's kind of starting up now.
It's that season. It's getting ready to start.
Denver March is coming up.
Denver March is coming up. Forest County Potawatomi powwow they have up in Crandon, Wisconsin's coming up. Same time as Denver March. And they have that powwow coming up in Arizona. I believe your head man dancer. It's the Arizona Two Spirit powwow. So we might have to come live from there with the native guy one.
You're the head man dancer. He's the head man dancer for the Two Spirit. Head woman dancer, I mean.
That's coming up. So yeah. Oh, once again, yeah. If you want to send in flyers, we've actually had people send in flyers. Check out our Facebook page. We actually have the what's that powwow called? St. Louis Washington University powwow. One of the committee members sent in a flyer. We have it up on our page. That's coming up in end of April or end of March. End of April, I think it is. I think they changed the dates. It's usually in April, 1st of April into March, but I think it's end of April this year.
Find the flyer, you'll know for sure.
Yeah, it'll be on our page.
Yeah, send your flyers in. Let us know. If we'll be happy to know. We'll know. We'll be happy to know.
but we'll be happy to announce it on the air. If you want birthday shout out, and that's one thing. If it is your birthday, happy birthday. I'm not singing because I ain't going to do that for you. I want you to stay on. Listen.
Happy birthday to you. I've been working on my Josh Turner voice. Happy birthday to you.
So, hey, it's been another great episode on the Native Podcast Network. I'm the Native Guy 1.
I'm Native Guy 2.
And you've been watching the Native Podcast Network.
On the Powwow Trail. Let's get some of that good outro music going on. Outro music. Gotta have that good outro music. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. How good? Taco on a cold night good. That's how good. Talking about mutton burger good.
And always continue watching because you'll never know what my hairstyle will be next week. Is it going to be in a man bun? Or will it be braided? Or both?
That's right.
Tune in next week and find out.
And if you're out in the Kansas area, be careful this weekend. Winter storm warning, 2 to 6 inches. So, sound guy, whenever you want to start that outro music, we're good. I'm running out of things to say. Is it going? I don't hear nothing.